Okay, so yeah, I have made the for the add task page. I have made these two views: task name text field and task detail text field. And in the add task page, where is it at task? Yeah, I have called these two text fields that I prepared. Now our okay, this is how the app looks right now. Let me rearrange it. Yeah, so our main aim is now to take task name and task detail. When we click on add button, then the task name and task detail should get added to the list, and it should be displayed in here. In here, it should be displayed. So how to collect task name and task detail? Let us see with task name. So for task name, I just created, if you see, a test editing controller. As always, we will collect with this right now, and I've assigned it to here task name controller. Fine. Now let us first see with task name only. Then we'll see with task detail. Actually, you guys can try out with task detail. Now in the add task page, yeah, so task name is there. Now when this is the app bar, I just extracted using the method. Uh, then yeah, when we click on this add flat button is there, one press it add task then list. So the method is here. So as soon as it is clicked, I created a what an object of task model that will contain the that will uh, take the task name and task detail from the controller. So yeah, task name in the task model we have this task name and task detail fields, right? So task name, controller dot text, and I created another list also, list of task model and task list dot add task model. But the thing is, this task name controller is in another class, is in this class, and this method of adding task in list is in different class. So, how to access that task name controller? So, for that reason only, we need to create a controller. So, this controller class will actually contain the whole, like it will be available throughout any class. So we will first make it here, and as and when we require it, we can access it inside any class. So I just made an add task controller. I kept the naming convention same as the file name is there. Similarly, the class name is there, and I have extended it with the Getx controller. So now that we extended it using the Getx controller, we can access it anywhere. So what? Yeah. So first of all, we need to access this text field, right? Where is that? Yeah, task name, right? So what we will do, instead of uh, having this here, we will just cut it. Say for we cut it here, I'm commenting it out, not cutting it, but yeah, we will cut it and we will paste it in the controller class, that text editing controller. So it's already there. So yeah, we will paste it here. So now since it is in controller class, we can access this task name controller anywhere. This is the text editing controller. So how to access it actually? So the base class where all the, like this is the parent class where all the children widgets are, right? Task name, text field, and task detail text field. These are the children, and the add task. This is the base page that contains all the children. So in there only we will first initialize the controller, the control Getx controller. So we had already made the add task controller. So we are just making an object out of this final object add task controller. And this is the syntax. We have done the video, so yeah, this is just the syntax, and we have put it. Now that we have put this controller in the base class, so now even if we go in this different class also, either in this class or this class, we can easily access this add task controller. So to access that, what we will do, we will go in here. So we will find that we have put it in this, we put it, right, get put, and in the task name we will find it, and the same instead that same object is we will be able to access. So yeah, add task controller get dot to and this. Now in the add task controller, if you see add task controller, we have this task name controller variable. right? One field is there with task name controller. Now to access this thing, since what we will do, task name text field in the controller, instead of this we will write this. So add task controller, and when you press dot, so whatever variable you have assigned there, you will be able to access that. So say for just for the sake of testing it, like seeing it, say for if where new variable, just for the sake of like can we access it or not. So now to access this new variable, since it is in the add task controller, and it has been extended to the task controller, so we can access this also anywhere. So say for in here only, like this is not actually the code, but just for the sake of uh, explaining that we can access it or not, and that too for those who are not well accustomed to Getx. So new variable we can access it likewise. When you press dot and then control spacebar, you can see all the options. So yeah, so that way you can access any variable that is declared in the Getx controller class. So fine, fine. So that is there. Now in the add task page, in the add task in list method, in the task name, since we were not able to access earlier, so what we will do, we will just write add task controller dot, and we already have the task name controller, so task name controller and dot text, and and this add task controller is this is this one, and now since it is inside the same class, so we are able to easily access that add task controller dot name and this. Now on clicking add button, it will get added. This task list will get added. But let's try and see. But this won't work actually, because uh, first let us see actually. Let me run it. Now to display this, like task list has this one task not task. Whatever we write, it will get added in this task list. But we need to access this task list in the display page, like in this page. But it is in add task page, like it is in this task list is in this page. So how to access that we will see. So if our write task is task one. No, for detail I am not writing anything. If we click on add, let me see if I have used any print statement. I have not to use any print statement. Let me just use it. Task list dot for each task. Print task dot, say for we have to print task name, so task name, let's see if this is getting displayed or not. So task one whatever, so yeah, we can see that task one that we added earlier and task 1w, we are able to edit in the list. Cool. But we need to access this list, task list, in this page, and that's and iterate through this list to display it. So where is the display page? Display task, then task list. This is the class where we need to access it, right? So in the item count, it should be task list dot length, and in the model also we make a separate task. We will take each from this task list using the index. We will make a separate task, like it will go through the index and it will take out one task at a time. And now we will pass this task in the task template that we have made. So task template just contains this thing, no task name and just a list view. Actually, where is that task template? Yeah, this is the task template. I just contain a list style, and it has the what, we'll see like how we are feeding data into it. But yeah, this is the thing. And yeah, but the thing is, like, we are not able to access that task list that was in the add task page, right? In the add task page we had this, in the add task list we had this task list. So in order to make it accessible throughout like any page, so what we will do, instead of declaring it here, like we shifted that text editing controller to Getx controller class, so we will do that same for this. So let me just delete it from here, and in the add task controller, in here only. Okay, so we have this. Yeah, fine. So okay, let me delete this first. Yeah. So list of task mode, task list. Now since it is in at like extended the Getx controller, we can access this task list anywhere. So we'll go into display task, task list, and yeah, before that, like instead of this, we can do add task. Like we again made an instance of add task ruler and then get.find. But yeah, since we are using get.find, so before that we have to initialize it. Like we have to put it. So we will again put it in the base class. So earlier we had put it in the base class of add task page. So it is the display task page. So there also we are just putting it using this simple syntax. And now that we have put it, we can access this add task controller object anywhere. So in the task list, when we need to access it, we will use get.find. And now add task controller, yeah, item count, let me delete 5 from it. Yeah, let me just delete. Fine. Now yeah, so similarly again we need to add task controller dot task list dot index. Now now we are able to access that same thing. Now if everything is working fine, I think it should work fine. Let us see, like 2 tasks were added, right? So when we, if we hot, okay, some error is there. What is there at task in list? Okay, yeah, so task list is not in here. So but task list was in that page, add task controller. So we can again use this add task controller dot add task ctr dot task list dot add, and similarly to print it also, add task ctr dot this thing, and fine, I think, yeah, yeah. Now let us see if it is working fine. Okay, I think we need to hot restart it, and if everything is like, if everything is right, then it should work fine, and we should be able to see our added task in the first place. So let us see that. Okay, yeah, add task T1 add, let us see. Okay, yeah, fine. So it is not appearing right now. I think we need to hot reload. Yeah, when we, sorry, hot refresh it. So yeah, when we hot refresh it, then it appears. So the thing is, like we have not used statistic anyway, so that's why it is not appearing. But since all the classes are almost stateless classes, so to make it appear, we can use the getx update method and get builder method. So we need this what is this task list to rebuild this task list class. Where is it? Yeah, this task list class we need to rebuild as soon as any task is getting added. So for that, what we can do, we can wrap this widget with getx builder, get builder as it is. Yeah, get builder, and then it will return builder. It is just using it. It is just like set state. So get builder, and this is the syntax for it, and remove child. Fine. Now, since it is in get builder, whenever any change is there, it will be reflected here. So let us try that again. Nothing, again it will not work, I think, properly, because one more small thing is left. But let us try anyway. So T2 and then go back. Okay, fine, it is again not appearing. But when we click on this, so we need to use the update method. Uh, update keyword is that add task, add task. So yeah, add task in this in here. Uh, whenever uh, whenever a new task is added, we want to update the UI that okay now the UI needs to be built. So here we can use the update method, update keyword. But we won't be able to use this because this class is not extended by Getx, right? But and it can be used inside of Getx only. Getx controller, which class is extended by Getx controller. So to make it reflect, we can just take this whole method actually, cut this whole method, and actually we have to do this because in the UI no backend task or logic task should be there. So that is the advantage, or that is the way that MVC pattern or any other pattern works, that you have to separate the view logic, that is the UI logic, and the business logic. Business logic is how the app works, like internally when you press a button what happens and all. So this is known as business logic. So what we will do, we will just cut the business logic. Business logic, like when we press the add button it adds, so we will paste it here. Fine. Add task in list. Now since add task controller is not needed because it is in same class, so we can directly access this task name controller. Task name controller that is here, we can directly access it. And task list we don't need. Sorry, add controller we don't need. Now update, as you see it is working fine. Now let us see. Okay, again some, yeah, now add task list. Now this method is nowhere in here, but it is in add task controller. So just we have to write add task cprl dot, yeah, that's it. Now if we again add a task, let's see if it works fine or not this time. And let's see, or whatever, and then go back. Okay, it's not working again. What is the issue? What is the issue? Okay, task name, task detail, task controller, task list, get builder is there. Okay, why it is not updating in the real time? Let me auto start it again. Add task controller, add task list method is there. We are adding it, and we are going to update also. Which, okay, why it is not working? Let's see again. Okay, so again it is not working. So let me see why it is not working. Okay, so I found the culprit actually. When we are using get builder, so we have to provide what Getx controller we are using. So we are using add task controller. Right? Now if I hit hot reload it, hot restart it, let's see if it is working fine. And okay, let's see. So T1 add, go back. Okay, fine. So it is appearing. Then let's check it with T2. This is task 2. Add it. Then go back. Okay, fine. So it is appearing fine. So what you have to try? You have to try the same for task detail also. Whatever task detail has will be entered by the user in here. So that should also appear when we add and go back. We will after this we will work on some more modification, and we will see like how this will work when we add this task app with a backend, like with a database. And here we have, okay fine, at that time we will see. But for display task, like here also we have a controller, right? But we have not yet used controller for display task. we'll see like when we can use controller for this display task. Actually, in real scenario, when we actually work with the backend database, then we have to use the controller for display task. Like separate controller will be for display task page and then add task page. But since internally we are adding just task into a list, so that's why with this one controller we were able to access. But yeah, we will see that later. Chalo, cool.